Well, for those of you who like to plan ahead, way ahead in this case, for a unique tour vacation, 2010, in the month of May, is when Crossroads, through the help of Canadian Christian Tours, is going to be putting together a package to go to Oberammergau, the passion play that's world famous, that's been for a few hundred years in operation every 10 years. And we want to find out more about that, and we'll let you know in a little bit information on how you can get further information about signing up for that. We're joined by Brett Walker. And Brett, you've been like 20 years or so in the travel industry. Right. You've been over there to Europe and Oberammergau several times, and you've attended the Passion Play as well.
In 1990, right.
So we want to pick your brain a little bit, because we've never been there.
I've never been there. I've heard about it, and it sounds like it's so exciting, especially that it's coming up so soon now.
Right.
It's a rare event every 10 years, as we said. So we want to get some history about this and why Oberammergau, why every 10 years, and bring us right back to the beginning of that.
Well, the Passion Play does happen every 10 years. It will be coming up in 2010, as you mentioned. It dates back actually to 1634.
Wow.
And at that, it was prior to then that Europe was going through the 30 Years' War and was being ravaged at the time by the Black Plague. Of which, while Oberammergau, because of its unique setting, it's settled in sort of the Bavarian Alps of Germany, was immune to the war, but not to the plague. And virtually every family in this little hamlet of Oberammergau was affected by the plague and lost a loved one or two. And with very little other options, they made a covenant or a vow with God, and prayed that if they would be spared any more lives lost, they would perform this Passion Play every 10 years. And incredibly, there were no more lives lost.
Wow.
And so in 1634, they performed the first Passion Play, and it was performed every 10 years subsequently. In 1680, they moved it to the first year of the new decade. So that's why we end up with it in 2010, and the last was in the year 2000.
So are you saying that it has been performed in this same little village every 10 years for, what, almost 400 years?
It literally consumes this little alpine village, which is no more than a village or a hamlet. There's a couple of thousand people which live in the town of Oberammergau in the Bavarian Alps. Every 10 years, they've had a Passion Play, with the exception of one or two during years of war. And but for the past many hundreds of years, every 10 years, it's really become an event since about the mid-19th century, where people actually flock to Oberammergau. And now it's become a worldwide event, where it's very hard to even get tickets to go.
Wow.
Now, I know we have a few photos that we'll show as we're kind of going through the years, but you mentioned there were some years probably in the Second World War, maybe First World War, and where it wasn't because of the situation, obviously. But as we look back, and so hopefully some of these pictures are going to come up for you right now, that you can see some of the older, even before photography, there's some sketches that were there, and then some black and white photos. And so I don't know, I get maybe the pictures aren't working. But
oh, there we go.
Okay, there's going back in history quite a ways. And
is it true that every member of the village performs, or the play is put on by the members of that village?
The play is put on by the members of the village. There's, as I mentioned, a couple of thousand villagers, of which probably half of those take part. So if you're not directly involved or indirectly involved with the Passion Play, you're otherwise consumed by it. As you can see from the photos, the staging and whatnot has changed over the years. It is there is now a fully encased or enclosed stage. It's an open-air stage, but closed seating for the audience, so should there be inclement weather, the audience will be protected, but the authenticity of the play is preserved because it's open air. But yeah, we begin, the play is in 2010, on Ash Wednesday of this year, which I believe is February 25th, they will have what they call the hair decree. And the hair decree means that everyone who will be involved with the play will begin to grow their hair. Now,
the beards and
the long hair, everything's authentic. There's no wigs, no makeup in the play. And so although the cast is not yet chosen, everyone who wants to can be a part of the play. The cast will then be chosen usually around April or May, and there's 120 speaking roles, but many hundreds of people will be on stage at any given time in the crowd scenes and whatnot. Kids, women, children.
So out of the town, which may only be, what, a couple thousand people that live year-round there,
Right.
About half of them or
Probably
so are involved in the play?
Half of them will be involved. And it's interesting, as you walk through the little town of Oberammergau, it is really a town where people come to. It's made a name for itself from the woodworking and the wood shops which are there in Oberammergau. These beautiful frescoes in all of the buildings, which if you've seen any pictures of Oberammergau, you see the beautiful frescoes. You'll go into shops, and of course everyone has a long hair, and you never really know whether the shopkeep who could be involved in part of the play.
Right.
Probably is. But it is a beautiful, beautiful village. If it wasn't for the Passion Play, people would be going to this little village anyways, but it's certainly now become world famous.
Now, I heard that the Passion Play itself actually isn't just a 1 or 2 hour play, it's an all-day event.
It is an all-day event, and what's going to make 2010 very unique is the fact that by director's choice, it's been the same director in 2010 as it has been in 1990 and 2000. By director's choice, he has chosen to move the Passion Play from a morning start to an afternoon start. So the play will actually begin at 2:30 in the afternoon and run on for 3 hours, and then take a break at dinner, and we will have dinner in the little village and begin again at 8:30 and run till 10:30.
Wow.
Neat.
It's going to be so interesting. I love history anyway, and so, and to see the actual life of Jesus that last week acted out in front of us, so authentic.
Well, in addition to the Passion Play, since we're over in that area, we're going to add in some other features of the tour, because it's a 10-day tour altogether.
Right.
What are some of the other highlights?
Well, it's a 10-day tour, 9 nights. We have 3 nights in the beautiful town or city of Budapest. And we're 3 nights there, we're 2 nights in Vienna, and we're 2 nights in Prague. So really, I mean, 3 of what are arguably Europe's finest cities included with this tour of this little village of Oberammergau.
All right.
And you're not here by accident this early, because really the tickets do disappear quickly, don't they?
do.
Once they're on sale.
Right, they do disappear. There are 140 shows. There's only 1 show a day. There's 140 shows from May through October. And roughly 5,000 people in the theater. So over 500,000 people will see the show, but many more would like to get tickets, no doubt.
And the tickets disappear like a year more in advance.
It's very important for people that would like to go to reserve early.
Okay, we need to have that information on the screen for you, because I have a feeling a lot of people are saying, okay, I want to plan ahead. I want to join you.
So for the dates are June 3rd to the 12th, 2010. You can go on our website at crossroads.ca, and on the right-hand side of our homepage, you'll see the Oberammergau Passion Play. Click on that, and you'll be linked to the Canadian Christian Tours website that will have further information, or you can call them directly at 1-888-635-8687. Did you get that? 1-888-635-8687. I know a lot of people right now are watching and saying, I've always heard about this, I've always wanted to go, and it's only every 10 years. And so there's an opportunity to do that. In addition, we'll continue to do through Crossroads the Holy Land tours annually, but that's important. But this is a unique opportunity every 10 years that we thought we wanted to jump into. And Brett, thank you for helping us get some of the history and understand it. And so there's an opportunity as you look down the road a little bit.